So, can you just kind of introduce yourself? Tell us your name, a little bit about your background.
Yeah, sure. So, my name is, I just go by Slade for special names.
No need for DJ Slade.
Yeah, so I'm from South Africa and I've been pretty much in music my whole life. Well, not professionally always, but it was always like every birthday, everything. I always asked my mom, just get me a CD or a radio or something. Some records as well.
Do you remember the first CD that you ever owned?
Yeah, I think it was Moby.
Moby, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I love Moby.
When did you start as a DJ?
I started a little bit in high school. Yeah, my friend had the old Newmark decks at his house every afternoon after we used to play football together. So every day after school we go to his place, play a little bit, just mess around, nothing serious, and then go to football after. And then I remember we did like a few high school parties here and there, just like on the laptop, some house parties. But I never really took it serious. It was just more for fun, for the culture. And then I always wanted to take it further, after university and school and stuff. But during the lockdown, then eventually it pushed me because I was chilling at home for 5 months, nothing to do. And then I was like, let's do it, man, let's do it.
I'm curious, when you started out doing high school parties and stuff like that, how technical was it? Was it kind of putting together fun playlists?
It wasn't technical at all, really. I mean, at that point we all liked the same music. House music is very, very big in South Africa, especially deep house. So most of our house parties were just deep house. You'd go to house parties 3 weeks in a row, you're guaranteed to probably hear around the same music every time.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're trying to kind of think about when we do our products in terms of the sound quality, how we balance bass and the highs and things like that is that perfect ratio. So yeah. I'm kind of curious to hear when you're doing your preparation away from whatever the party or the event, how important is it to you to have accurate headphones? Headphones that are able to accurately capture the sound.
It's really important actually, because sometimes I listen with headphones, and then before I make sure of each set list, I have to go home and I have to plug it into, because I have a nice big sound system at home, and I have to plug it into there because that has it's perfect clarity, perfect bass, everything. So I have to hear it in there first, then I can listen and decide, because sometimes in the earphones you can never really be too sure. Some earphones when the song has stronger bass than other songs, it takes away from the rest, from the mids and the highs. So you can't really get that perfect feel or sound for the song, because then when the bass kicks in, where it should be the song should be amping up a bit, it actually drops down a little bit and seems more chilled than it actually is. So I have to test it on different systems just to make sure.
Have you had situations where you went from your home to an event and the sound was just totally off?
Yes. Sometimes I've been called last minute for an event, so I don't really have too much time to prepare. Let's say I'm going for dinner or something, I already made the plans and someone's yo, one DJ fell out, can you come play tonight? I'm yeah, sure. So I take my laptop to the restaurant and I'm just one earphone in, just okay, that might do. And then you don't really hear it properly, and then I remember there was one song where I didn't really listen to it properly, and I only had one earphone in, but it was one of those tracks where the strongest, it's a surround sound track, so the strongest sound is in the other earphone.
I see.
So I got to the event and I played the song, and the song was 3 minutes of just bass and nothing else. Like maybe a little hi-hat here or there. I wasn't expecting, so it didn't like go down too well.
So when it comes to like earbuds or headphones, which quality do you actually like or look for the most?
I like earbuds because, well, it depends actually. But I prefer earbuds from my experience. It's easy, maneuverable. I don't like really having this big thing on my head. Even when I DJ, I'll like put it up and then just bring it down as soon as I can. I like the old earphones, not so much, because it was like, do you remember the old just plastic ones that didn't have like the rubber like ear filler?
Yeah, but like the tips and stuff.
Yeah. I don't like it when you can hear like the whole world around you sometimes. Yeah. It's difficult to like judge the songs really well. So
yeah, it seems like you're just trying to like layer volume on top of volume instead of like tune anything out.
Exactly. Yeah. So I like a lot of new earbuds come with that option where you can for the noise cancellation.
Because I love
that's
that.
amazing, really. Especially when you're on like the trains and stuff, because they get loud outside. And airplanes as well, because it blocks your hearing outside.
So you had a chance, what was it, last week or 2 weeks ago, to try out our Buds Air 3s or 3Ss, right? And I want to know, what was your experience with that?
Honestly, I was quite surprised, because I use. I'm not gonna tell you what I use.
Another brand.
Yeah, I use another brand, and then I put them on and I was like pleasantly surprised in a good way.
Yeah.
I like how I think you played a nice hip hop track for me as well. So the bass is always good to test with hip hop. That nice like lingering bass, especially with earphones. Like with the bass, sometimes you can hear the speaker shaking a little bit inside the earphone, but nice clarity, very clear. So the bass, the mids, and the highs aren't really like smashed together. Like I said before, it's important when the bass doesn't overpower the rest of the sounds in the song.
It reminds me like when I was younger and I had just gotten a car in high school and I wanted to put like a subwoofer in my car, but didn't have like an amplifier or anything like that to balance out the noise, and it was just like a bunch of rattling, and I was like, man, this is terrible. So I wouldn't even use the sub. And then finally I got the amp and all that, and then you don't realize how much there has to be balance of the different sounds. It's like you can't just turn up the bass and be like, oh, it's gonna work.
Yeah. Especially in cars, it's like the best way to tell, right? You hear because especially in high school, all the friends, as soon as they get their first car, everyone's like, sounds.
Kind of speaking of your experience with the Buds Air 3S, I kind of want to get into some of the cool kind of technologies that exist in it that surprised me when I also got to kind of find out about it and use them. I think it surprised you as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What's one thing that you think is pretty cool about
It's definitely the total 30 hours playback. Because for me, I think maybe for most of people, it's just a number. But imagine you're doing a long haul travel, like 12 or 16 hours flight. You could do it for a two-way trip without charging. This is really amazing.
Really, that's crazy. Like most earphones don't.
It's true. Like how many times are you I feel like we've traveled internationally quite often, and there's long layovers and things like that. It's hard to find an outlet to charge your battery or whatever. There's been multiple times where I've had over a 20-hour full flight, and that includes layovers. And by the end, you can't listen to anything, and you're just kind of stuck playing on your phone if your phone still has a battery, and that's not a guarantee. So I found myself in emergency situations, on a layover, buying a puzzle book, because I'm at least puzzle books don't really have battery.
Yeah, like a notebook, just draw.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. But with 30-hour playback, I've never had some travel itinerary that lasted 30 hours. So it does make you feel okay, no matter what, we're still gonna have battery at the end of this.
Bring it with you next time.
Exactly, yeah. Like I think I'll just switch over to those earphones. One thing that I think is really cool is like the technology inside of such a small device. And I had a chance to talk to our product manager, and he was talking about this technology. Because, I mean, even we just talked about like a car needing a bass, like a subwoofer, an amplifier, all of those things in order to balance out the sounds of the lows, the highs, and the mids. And you can do that in something small like that. And he talked about an audio diaphragm, which is almost like this elasticity where there's like movement when like there's bass, like the air is able to go through it, and so it's flexing almost.
Yeah.
And that takes away the rattle of like a deep bass, but it also allows there to be a proper flow of all of the different audio levels, which I thought that's pretty cool technology.
Yeah, it's really important as well. Especially because after a while it will always like break down the surroundings of the earphone, but if you can have that, at least it also like allows for longevity of the earphone as well. So it's like some earphones are like really good for the first 6 months and then
yeah, that's true. So do you think that you will be a converted earphone person? Yeah,
I could be. I have like a whole collection of earphones. Just like just in case like one dies, and I'm like, okay, at least I can use this one for the day or whatever. So I'll take a crack actually. Yeah.
I'm the same way. I have I think 5 different pairs of headphones or earphones, some combination of them, and I like when I was able to test out the Buds Air 3 Neos. I just was like, these are so comfortable in my ear. So I'm just gonna stick with them for the majority of the day. If I have to do something else and those like earphones, they run out of battery, I'll switch to something else, but they've become like my daily driver for the earphones.
I think I'm a loyal fan of Buds Air 3. I've been using it daily now for a few months. Yes, and I still really like it.
Yeah, that's another important thing is like how comfortable it is inside the ear. Like I said, I like that sharp. It really allows for like some stability inside the ear. Because some earphones like they get really sore after a while, like your ears start to hurt because they like droop down.
Eventually, we did that little blind ear test with those headphones. I think the next step is to just take all of our different headphones and do a blind ear test of that too. Just see.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, see what you prefer. I mean, maybe all of us have a different preference, but that's the fun in it, right?
Yeah, like for each series.
Yeah, I find my new favorite again.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you for joining us on.
No problem. Thank you.
We'll see you again on another Real Talk coming up pretty soon.
See you around.
Bye bye.